What's up, Scorpio? This is going to be your bi-weekly love check-in. This is for my Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, and for the cross watchers. If you guys enjoyed this video, do give me a like, throw me a comment, share. It helps out the channel. If you're new here, I put these out every 2 weeks, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to keep up with me as I do. I offer personal sessions. The info for that is in the description box of the video. There is a wait for a reading with me at the moment. If you want to explore your options, I've put links to my affiliates in the description box as well. Mystic Sense will give you your first 5 minutes reading free, and Spiritual Blossom will give you a bonus $10 when you deposit $20. Check them out if you feel called to do so, and otherwise if you want to follow me on TikTok or Instagram, I've put the links to those in the description box as well. And now, Scorpio, we're going to do my usual check-in, the person on your mind. How do they feel about you? Then how do you feel about them? Then a projected potential outcome based on the current energies for the next 2 weeks. And I say potential, guys, to anyone new to my channel, because on this channel I infuse manifesting the universal law of assumption and mindset into all of my content. So my tarot readings on my channel are check-in points into one version of you and your specific person that you, Scorpio, have manifested, are manifesting, selecting out of the infinite that are available right now. At this very given moment, creation is finished. All things exist at once. You can have anything you want. Your desires are meant for you. Everyone is you pushed out. If you would like to shift this in any way, it just requires a shift in the version of you that you're being, your state of consciousness, and a reselection by changing your dominant thoughts and assumptions. And if you don't know what I mean, please go and look at my other content, do some of your own research, and I like to kind of give you tips as well as I go, okay? All right, Scorpio, so the person on your mind, the moon, seems to be that maybe something feels a little unclear, or maybe something needs to be revealed, okay? Clarified, 8 of Wands. Perhaps there's clarity coming through because that's communication. And the World card is in the reverse. So maybe a little bit of round and round energy, okay? Some of you are dealing with a person that where travel and distance is a factor with the World and the 8 of Wands. But something with the Moon card, this is about sort of maybe bringing clarity where things were not so clear. So we'll have a look at that, like conversation. Look, you have passion with this person, so they do feel passionate about you. So this is chemistry and passion, definitely communication coming through in the next 2 weeks. There's a Judgment card in the reverse, okay? And then we have King of Wands. Lots of fire energy, guys. So chemistry and attraction for sure. Could be dealing with a fire sign, or fire is significant. There's definitely wanting to take some kind of a leadership role. The Judgment card in the reverse, perhaps there's been some indecision. If you're at a distance from a person, or travel or relocation's a factor, maybe that is why. And the Moon card might be the reason why things feel a bit murky or unclear, but I'm going to get more information about it. This is your energy, Scorpio, with the Judgment card. So it could be that today things have been sort of, there's been an indecision, especially Knight of Wands. Maybe this goes a little bit in and out, stop, start. Like the momentum is not quite, you know, what ultimately it could be. That 8 of Wands tells me maybe there's going to be a speeding up or a conversation, communication about the way forward. So let me get a little bit more. Yeah, 2 of Swords, stagnancy. So maybe it goes from like hot, hot, hot to stop. I'm not getting a full stop. I mean, 2 of Swords is just lack of clarity, just like the Moon, like indecision, literally, which way forward. So for some of you, you know, this is a situation that does involve a lot of chemistry, a lot of passion, but in terms of moving ahead to something more, there may be questions around that. 8 of Wands came out though, so that's the communication. So wanting to talk about maybe coming unstuck or making some kind of a decision, okay? Let me get a little bit more, and then the oracles as well, and your side of the street's going to tell us more. Yeah, 3 of Cups, okay? Some of you are connected to this person through friends, you know, or a mutual network. Some of you, there's indecision about like committing to the situation. So you could just be dating this person. Maybe there's questions around, are there other options or energies? Don't let that trigger you, Scorpio, because the truth is it doesn't fucking matter if you want them and you want commitment. I'll explain it in a second. I also just see this as energy as so far to date, you do have a lot of joy and fun with this person when you get together. And then something might keep it a bit stuck, or there's lack of clarity or indecision about how to move ahead. Also, it could be holding back on communicating certain things, but there's movement now. Okay, so yeah, there's a Tower card in the reverse. There's something within the dynamic that's now needing to shift, okay? So if there's been indecision, etc., Tower card in the reverse also can be like a bit of an internal Tower, Scorpio. So this is also your energy, Scorpio, but the Tower in the reverse and the Judgment card in the reverse, this could be a little bit like something needs to shift and change. Now, this is internal energy as well. So when it's in the reverse, I like to think that maybe this person's going through some shifts themselves and they want to come unstuck and make some kind of a decision. Maybe they're also making a decision outside of your situation as well. And the Oracle cards will tell us more, okay? Because so far it looks like the Three of Wands, it's in the reverse. So there's been this kind of like, well, what about the future? How is this going to move forward? You know, there's also maybe been this kind of stagnancy and sense of waiting, you know, waiting to know the way forward or waiting for clarity on the way forward. And it looks like this is causing some kind of a wanting to change things, okay? Communication, things moving. Let me see about that Tower card in the reverse. Okay. The Nine of Wands came out. So I feel like this indecision may have caused between the two of you some kind of a block, or even, you know, with the Tower card in the reverse, there could be this feeling like if a decision isn't made, this could crumble, because a Tower card in the reverse also could be the impending crumbling, right? Like something needs to shift, or is this done? And I'm not saying that to you guys to trigger you again, okay? Their thoughts and feelings and assumptions and behaviors is going to completely shift if you shift into another version and select a different version of the connection. I'm just giving you what the current check-in is for those of you for whom this resonates. We have a Magician card. They are manifesting movement, okay, and a conversation. There is some kind of a guard up. I mean, this person also could have the assumption, Scorpio, that you're a little indecisive or stuck, okay? So it could be mutual, it could be reactive between the two of you, or you could just be both a little bit blocked because it's not clear and you holding back on having the conversation that needs to be had about the way forward, okay? And there's been maybe, you know, impatience now around that, because Three of Wands in the upright would be waiting, and now I think they don't want to wait anymore. There's like a conversation that they want to have. Let me see about this Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so they may also be needing to get very clear on, is this just like dating and passion, or are we going to really commit to this situation? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. You know, maybe Scorpio, this is about getting off the market, because that's my single and available card. Am I picking up a player energy or anything like that? No, Scorpio, I'm just feeling like maybe this is stagnant for some reason, and it's not entirely clear. This person is manifesting movement, but there's some kind of a block or a wall, maybe some kind of an assumption that someone's indecisive, or both of you are indecisive. There's maybe a block to getting clear on that. I mean, we have an Emperor card here. So that's about actually bossing up and taking control of matters. Some of you are dealing with a situation with a person where work and career is a massive factor. Okay, so, I mean, King of Wands can be the entrepreneur. Emperor card can be a boss figure. And so maybe the focus has been very much that. And that's keeping things kind of stuck. Tell me about this Nine of Wands, because that's like the wounded warrior. Queen of Pentacles, okay, and Knight of Cups. I mean, Scorpio, yeah, the Death card's in the reverse, and you know, I feel like this maybe goes round and round. I said to you, I don't think that, like, it comes in and out. The Death card in the reverse could mean that there's unfinished business outside of the connection. So for those of you, some of you, there's some kind of a wound connected to an outside energy that needs to be closed out and ended. And I said not a player, it could be an ex, because the Emperor card is a husband or a father figure. There could be children in the mix, so there's some kind of a wound connected to that, and there's an internal shift now coming in, you know, like shake up, like need to change. I don't want to say stuck anymore. So that could be a factor. Like, you could be dealing with a situation with someone where it's been fun and play, but they felt kind of hesitant to move ahead with Queen of Pentacles, which would be about commitments. Romance for sure. And the Queen of Pentacles, that could be a previous Queen of Pentacles, Scorpio, okay? A previous commitment where there's a wound. And for others of you, and some of you, it hasn't been tied up completely yet, okay? That's the Two of Swords. That's like a decision needs to be made to close it out. But for others of you, you know, I think that this is more maybe past shit. There's been a wound or a block in actually moving ahead and committing to the situation for reasons of confusion, lack of clarity. Some of you, it's distance, okay? What does this person want with the Magician card? Nine of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? So it's a little bit stuck, Scorpio, at the moment, but they want to come unstuck. Nine of Cups, lots of fun and pleasure between the two of you. They may be questioning whether or not you're still invested in the situation. So it's somewhere between let go of the groundwork that you've built together, okay, because it seems to come in and out, or move forward and move ahead. Knight of Cups is an offer coming through, and there's definitely communication. So, you know, lots of communication, lots of passion, but there's obviously something that needs to get out on the table. And this person, I think, is also going through an internal shift. Maybe they want to drop the guard and they want to say what's what and talk about things, because we have an Empress card right after and Strength card. So this is about confidence and courage to have a conversation. These two are a great pair, Scorpio. I mean, this is divine counterparts. So perhaps there's this sort of feeling like, you know, that you do have a strong connection, Lover's card, but a decision needs to be made. And I'm going to get your side of the street, Scorpio, because, you know, you can shift anything anyway, and you've manifested this. So if they're seeming a little bit like it's stuck or something's blocking this or whatever, it doesn't fucking matter, guys. The circumstances don't matter. But there's a conversation, I think. You know, this is about a pair. This is about potentially, you know, a committed pair, children, or in the very least, like a true partnership, and actually expanding and working on the connection in a serious way, not in sort of a fun kind of a way, okay? And you seem to be a wish fulfillment for them. But a choice needs to be made here, like choose the connection. And so Strength is about courage to actually speak up about that. So there could be that conversation. I mean, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse and this Nine of Wands, it could be that there's a little bit, there's been a block or a wound here because things that have been built in the past or invested in didn't work out. So there's a bit of that kind of hesitancy. So this person might have a pattern, they might hold back. You may have that too, Scorpio, okay? Let's get to your side of the street because it's way more important. Also, sorry guys, but with the Death card in the reverse, again, if you're in the camp, there might be unfinished business connected to, like, a husband and a wife, a mother and a father figure. I have the Justice card right after that, and the Ten of Wands, like burdens connected to that. Present or past, but there might still be ties. You understand? And burdens. Otherwise, you know, this is burdens because of contracts, legal matters. Nine of Pentacles in reverse could be a bit of a lack of confidence in the financial department. Like, so that's also keeping the connection stuck. But what's promising here, Scorpio, is actually like the manifesting, I feel, to have a balanced connection, Empress and Emperor. And this is a strong connection. This is a soul contract, okay? Confidence to move forward. There could have been a lot weighing on this situation outside of your connection, responsibilities, burdens, but I think the burdens are also this kind of stagnancy and lack of communication about the way forward. So let's look at you, Scorpio, and that's going to be more important. We've got Libra energy, Taurus energy, Aries energy, Gemini energy. See, the Gemini energy is duality, so maybe this goes in and out, like it seems. And the Moon card I saw when I was opening it, sort of, sometimes it looks unclear, like where is this going? You know, but there's a lot of promising energy here that actually this can develop. And Scorpio, you've manifested that, so if it looks unclear, you just have to make the decision. No, we're together. If you want the marriage, or you want to be together, or you want the stability, or you want them to speak up and say what you want them to say, which seems it's heading in that direction, okay? You just need to stick to that, okay? Be the version of Scorpio that has that. So let go of any fear or doubt or wavering, or, oh, they're always indecisive, or this seems to go in and out, oh, they're not clear about the direction. But there's some kind of a shift going through with this person as well, Scorpio, okay? I think that this person may be very much thinking now about the future. There seems to be, yes, wanting to have the confidence to get clear on that and drop the burdens, okay? So let's see what's going on with you, Scorpio, and what you want. Four of Pentacles, you want to hold on to them. Part of you might feel a bit insecure with the Four of Pentacles, okay? Maybe because it's not been clear or that a decision needs to be made. Let me have a look. Yeah, the Fool, like, hold on. Are we going to do this? Let's take a leap of faith. Again, the Fool card could be about travel or distance. So that could be something that's causing the confusion or the indecision. I mean, maybe if there's a move required, that's not for everyone, guys. But how do you feel? Nine of Cups in the reverse. I mean, some of you know this indecision and this kind of in and out. There could be an assumption that this person can be a bit self-centered or something like that, Scorpio, or overindulgence, like not really working on the connection or committed to the connection. That could be the wound between the two of you. Okay, so Scorpio, if you want to change that, that's an assumption. So you would want to select a version with a new assumption about them, dominant thoughts and assumptions that no, they're completely selfless. They prioritize you. They put you first. I mean, the Ace of Cups. So you want a new beginning. You know, that feels loving. Let's have a look. Did I say Leo energy as well, guys? We've got Leo energy as well. Okay, Knight of Cups. You both have Knight of Cups. That's beautiful. Romance. Okay, genuine emotion. What else do we have? Seven of Pentacles. You've got it in the upright. They've got it in the reverse. They might be doubting, Scorpio, that you're still like truly invested in this, or this person might have a story. I told you there's a wound here that like whatever they've invested in before doesn't seem to work out, and then it stays very stuck. Now, guys, this is where I'm going to marry in, and I'm sorry when I segue that some people who only like tarot get annoyed, but this is what I'm going to tell you. We can find the justification for why people are the way they are, and they're not robots. So this person, yes, they might have a wound. They might have told you that they had a toxic ex, or they lost a lot of money in a divorce, or they're going through a divorce and they're not ready. Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't fucking matter, guys, because it's circumstantial. So you don't want to be anyway focused on what they said or did or why they're showing up the way that they're showing up. So, and even if they say, I don't know if I can invest in this or if it's worth investing in, or even if they're questioning, are you still invested, and that's caused a wound, fuck it all in a bucket, guys, and just choose and say, no, it's like this, okay? That Seven of Pentacles looks like you are invested. It looks like you're waiting to see how things play out here. If you want things to speed up a bit more because it looks like it's been stuck, well, go to the end. Decide what you want, right? Yes, Emperor card. It's like maybe you're waiting for this person to boss up. This is Emperor and Emperor, right? So this is building groundwork, building foundation. Now, for some of you, you might have the assumption that this is, you know, very much tied in or connected to some foundations like financial or things, burdens outside of your connection. So that's why I was saying, Scorpio, if that is your assumption, fuck it in a bucket. There's nothing between you and your manifestation because everything exists in the now, okay? So if you're worried like this person, oh, it's taking time because there's something else that they have to tie up, or they're waiting on some financial things to be tied up, or Scorpio, if that's you and you feel like therefore, you know, right now you can't offer as much as what you would like, and then that causes wounding and whatever, or stagnancy, or Nine of Wands walls, then just affirm that you have a perfect connection or whatever. Go to the end for what you want, guys. I mean, the Judgment card is in the upright. Decision time. Maybe you're waiting for this person to make a decision with what to do with this groundwork. Where is it going? They want to have a conversation about that. But I would encourage you, Scorpio, because a conversation and a decision can go either the way you want it to or the way you don't want it to, because all possibilities exist. Pay attention to your thoughts and your assumptions. If you assume this person is making a decision that they want you, if that's what you want, then that is what you will manifest, okay? Because you've got Four of Cups in the reverse. So there's some kind of a rejection wound that you have, and I think it's coming down to this kind of in-out, indecisive sort of energy. I mean, tell me about this Seven of Pentacles. Yep, it's been slow and steady. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles gets to its destination, which is why I said to you, Scorpio, I don't feel that this is a playing around kind of an energy. I feel like it's just been very stagnant, and it's like a little bit, it looks like it's going one way, then there's a pause, and it's due to some outside burdens, okay? Whether that's financial or third-party ties, but not sexual or romantic. You understand what I'm saying? So there's, you know, waiting to see how things play out. The goal still seems to be to have this steady, serious, long-term relationship. But then there's Five of Swords. There's been tensions. There's some tensions between the two of you. You also might have communication issues, as I explained. There could be a block to communication. Five of Swords. One more. Yeah, and then the Lovers card. You both have the Lovers card in the upright. Lovers card, Lovers card. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, and then you have the Death card in the reverse from a different deck, guys. So it goes round and round. Okay, this may be also because Lovers card is about choices. So for some of you, yes, that's like choosing the connection over and above, like ending unfinished business outside, like closing out unfinished business. And for others of you, it's just cycles of, you know, indecision about the way forward for the connection. So needing to really choose the connection and agree and make the decision to go ahead, right? Because there's a rejection wound here. So maybe you're making an assumption that they're indecisive, you feel rejected. Okay, this reading doesn't have to be for everyone, guys. And if it is your reading, you know what I'm going to say. You can go and re-script it and fuck it all in a bucket anyway. If you feel like rejected, this person's not really, it's not clear. You just want them to say what's what and say, I want you and let's get married, or, you know, I love you and you're the only one. Or if you're waiting like for this person to seem like they're more invested in you practically, like Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, like actually building something together, then just select that version with your mind. It's available. They will conform their behaviors and everything. So the Death card in the reverse, just a little bit of round and round. And some of you, yes, that's unfinished business with, say, a particular person outside of the connection, Three of Cups. So if you are in that camp, then you selected version of connection where there's some third party energy. You just need to not pay it mind and detach from that story and go to the end. They're with me. We're together. We're madly in love. We're committed. There's no outside energies. I mean, don't even have to say that, guys. You can look at some other coaches and their recommendations, but what you give awareness to is what manifests, where your thoughts and your focus are, what your assumptions are. If you have a belief that you're not going to get chosen or you don't get chosen, then also you can manifest third parties or unfinished business or all the rationalizations I gave you for why something can't move ahead now, and that you get rejected. Okay, Scorpio? Don't take it if it's not for you, all right? So let's get some cards on what this person wants over the next couple of weeks. Okay, something about not dealing upset with passion. That Nine of Wands is a wound. Avoiding it, you know what? It's not dealing still upset. This is avoiding conversation. I'm going to take that because that's what I said. There's something about having the confidence to say what's what. Now the hurt is this boundaries thing. There's a block to having the conversation and being honest about the truth of like the direction, okay? Lots of passion. I already pointed that out. Insane chemistry, sparks and having fun, equal interest, burning desire. And then I have wedding rings. So interesting, isn't it? Union and marriage, soul connection, everlasting love, devotion. So you both have Lovers card. I already pointed out that the Empress and the Emperor, what that can be. That can be marriage, union, all of that kind of stuff. Now, it's been avoided. It's like a block to communication. For some of you, that is fear, okay? Because of past stuff. But Scorpio, you don't need to be mindful that they're the one they need to heal because they are fearful of like moving ahead. They have wounds. Only focus on you. No one to change but self and what your concept is of like what your assumption is about how they feel about you, okay? That is how you get the result. Go and watch some of my other videos or do some research and test it, guys. Okay, poker face, yeah, not showing hand. There's something about holding back here, and it causes confusion. Okay, it causes confusion, but lots of passion, and there's potential here for serious relationship. And then, okay, self-worth and value. You've got the Four of Cups. There's a rejection wound here. This person also has a wound. There seems to be this kind of holding back on one another, and it triggers this feeling of like, it triggers, you know, healing work. Okay, if you guys want to go and do shadow work and healing work and you assume this person does, then that's fine. In this timeline and check-in, the moon card I saw at the beginning where things feel unclear is also the shadow. So maybe you are dealing with a situation where you both have a block or a wound or whatever, and you want to do shadow work into that, feeling loved, feeling like you're not rejected, feeling chosen, whatever it is. But you also can select a version of Scorpio that is healthy, healed, has a great self-concept. This person loves you. Lead from that assumption. They love you, they choose you, know they're very healthy and healed. They love themselves, they love me. We get along great, whatever it is. Otherwise you go round and round, guys. We've got love right after that. Okay, struck by love, love is coming, surprise invitation. So something coming through very quickly. And I did say that this person could be going through an internal tower. So yes, if you want to deal with this current version, the tower in the reverse, this is some kind of a trigger point with the shadow work and a realization that something needs to change within, okay? So this person wants to like maybe learn to drop the guard, have more self-confidence, speak up, you know, open up to love. They could feel like love is a risk because this says risk, taking a chance. And then we have ascending, you know, preparing for union, new phase, learning and expansion. So again, so this unfinished business or round and round seems like they want to move out of that. You both have Knight of Cups. You want to be romantic with one another. There's a communication. There is love. There is passion. So, and there is potential here for union and marriage. Okay? So if you want that, first of all, you've manifested that version. So if you want to tweak it in any way, Scorpio, you absolutely can. That's what I have for you for today in this check-in. But I hope that it resonated. And if so, you can let me know in the comments. I intend that it helps some of you. I'm sending you guys so much love, and I will check in 2 weeks' time.